The PNP is now preparing charges against the partner of former President Rodrigo Duterte, businesswoman Hanilet Avancenia. That's for allegedly assaulting a special action force personnel during the arrest of Duterte. That incident was caught on camera. In this video released by the PNP, it shows that Avancenia hitting a female SAF trooper or SAF trooper squarely on the head with her phone. As a result, according to the police's account, the lady officer sustained a big lump on her forehead and had to be hospitalized. According to PNP spokesperson Brigadier General Jean Fajardo, while they understand the Duterte family's emotions, it's not acceptable for them to hit officers as they were not even using force when they issued the arrest warrant against the former president.
We exercise maximum tolerance po at wala pong nasaktan sa hanay po nila. Nandun po sila sa paligid po ng ating dating Pangulo, so kailangan lang po silang iigilid, iset aside para po makalapit po yung mga pulis po natin na mag-a-assist po kaya sa ating dating Pangulo.
Now, aside from that, the PNP is also mulling to continue the obstruction of justice complaint against former Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea. That's after he tried to prevent officers from arresting the former president. He was actually supposed to be arrested already by the CIDG, but Medialdea appealed to join Duterte in the plane to The Hague due to his health condition. Medialdea is one of Duterte's legal counsels.
Bitawan mo ako. Ayan, sir. Bitawan mo na ako. Artist ako. Bitawan mo ako. You are under arrest for obstruction of justice. Bosa, please. Bosa. Bosa. Bosa.
Even CIDG Director Major General Nicolas Torre had physical and verbal altercations with the Dutertes during the former president's arrest and temporary detention at Villamor Air Base. He revealed receiving threats from the ex-president himself. And we now speak with Major General Nicolas Torre about this. Good evening sa inyo, General, and welcome to The Big Story.
Magandang gabi po sa inyo, ma'am. The two beautiful ladies. Magandang gabi po sa inyo at sa mga tagapakinig. Naku po, parang ang itim-itim ko sa gitna ng dalawang mapuputi.
Belated happy birthday po on that fateful day. How young are you?
Opo, maraming salamat, ma'am.
Ayaw sagutin ni General kung ganong kabata siya. But let's go to the matter at hand. General, when Hanilet Avancenia hit the SAF officer, what time was this po? Was this when the former president was being transferred to the coaster to be brought to Villamor, or was this when he was being brought to the plane?
15 minutes before he was brought to the plane, to the coaster. That will bring him to the plane. Mga 15 minutes lang yun kasi after the violent attack, I already told the president that this has to stop. Kasi at the end of the day, dadami lang ang masasaktan. Ganun din naman ang sumatotal dito, sir, sabi ko. Sasakay ka rin naman sa aeroplano eh. Hindi naman tayo titigil dito habang hindi kayo naisakay sa aeroplano. So, tapusin na natin to. Dahil unang-una, natapos na rin ang hiningi mong 30 minutes na palugit. Exactly 7:30 yon. Nang humingi siya ng last na palugit na 30 minutes, kaya pinagbigyan ko. Sabi ko, sir, sige, 30 minutes. And it was already around mga 8:15 nang nilapitan ko siya uli at sinabi ko ng, sige na, let's go. So ito na, naging violent na si Miss Avancenia plus yung anak niya. So we have to separate them and make sure that they won't obstruct anymore the passage of former President Duterte.
Were you also at the receiving end of any violence or any
assault?
Yes, assault.
Oh yes. During the process, napakaraming mga sinabi si President Duterte doon. Mga veiled and direct threats actually. There was a time na direct threat talaga sinabi niya habang nakaupo pa siya dun sa sofa sa gilid na I will be sued by his children and his other family members. So, okay lang. it's not a problem. I just listen to him and tell him, yes, sir, I do understand that. I'm fully aware of that.
Physical po, physical.
Physical, wala po. Si Hanilet lang ang nag-show sa akin doon sa maliit na pasilyo papunta doon sa bedroom kung saan sinet up ang kanyang booking process sana, yung mugshot at saka yung mga pang fingerprint na mga gamit.
Which never happened?
Which never happened. Yeah. Pinagbigyan na lang namin, sige na lang. Anyway, at the end of the day, the ICC will take custody of you. It will be your mugshot will be taken, your fingerprint will be taken for records purposes. Hihingi na lang kami through official channels.
Is that a flaw, though, in the process that this was skipped?
Admittedly, that's something that is not skipped under regular circumstances. Kaya nga sabi ko sa kanya, kay former PRRD na, alam mo sir, sa dami nung nahuli ngayong araw na to, March 11, sa iba-ibang parte ng bansa, sa iba-ibang paraan at sa iba-ibang mga kaso, may mga nahuli rito by virtue of warrantless arrest, may mga nahuli by virtue of the service of warrant, gaya mo, at may mga nahuli by virtue of an implementation of a search warrant. And all of them, I'm very, very sure, all of them underwent booking process, were brought to a medical facility to be examined, which in your case, doktor na, ang medical facility na ang dinala namin sa'yo. At ang booking process ay dinala namin dito. Nakaupo ka sa upuan ng presidente na dati mong upuan yan. May iba
Correct.
na hong okupante dyan.
That was very noticeable that he was sitting in a presidential chair
Yes.
despite being under arrest. Pero did he head straight there? Was it like, he was used to it? A matter of
Come
course?
again? Did he what?
Para hubang sanay na sanay siyang doon
Ay,
maupo
ay,
at dumiretso siya doon.
He's very comfortable in the place because he knows the place very well. He was the president for 6 years and gamit niya ang lugar na yon every time he flies.
General, balikan ko lang po yung sinabi nyo kanina na humingi ng 30-minute na extension o palugit ang dating Pangulo before you were taking him to the plane. And I believe that conversation was recorded and posted online. Humihingi yung dating Pangulo ng 30 minutes kasi parating daw po ang kanyang anak, ang vice-presidente na si Sara Duterte. But she wasn't allowed to enter Villamor or speak to her father even though siya raw ang magiging legal counsel daw ni Mr. Duterte. Can you explain, General, bakit hindi nga po ba pinayagan pumasok si VP Sara?
Hindi po yun ang 30 minutes. Ang 30 minutes po ay 7:30 to 8 p.m.
Okay.
Yung pagpupunta niya, pagpupumiglas siya doon na gusto niyang papasukin ng kanyang anak because sabi niya, she's not only my daughter but she is also my counsel. 30 minutes na palugit na naging 2 hours nga. So I really have to put my foot down because it's already beyond what's necessary and beyond the agreed time.
So all the delay, the 12 hours, you said it took all of 12 hours, was not because of any clearances that needed to be made for the plane to leave, etc. It was because of what you termed delaying tactics of the Duterte camp.
Well, kombinasyon na yun, delaying tactics, may mga papeles na dapat ayusin. I'm really not privy to the plane's condition. I may have glimpses, but I don't have first-hand knowledge kung totoo ngang may delay because of administrative or operational requirements doon sa eroplano. Pero sigurado ako, hindi talaga napaakyat agad si former President Duterte sa eroplano sapagkat napakarami ng mga legal requirements na and obstacles na mga unreasonable na ibinigay niya sa amin at ng kanyang mga abogado.
How did you stretch your patience, General?
Sanay na po tayo sa ganyan. Iniisip ko naman retirement ko 2027 kaya kahit umabot hanggang 2027 to, sige, maghihintayan tayo rito. Pasensya lang at mangyayari ito bago ako mag-retire.
So General, paano ho nakumbinsi ang dating Pangulo na sumakay sa eroplano? Because from the videos, parang hindi naman po siya nag-resist. There was no resistance as he was boarding the plane. How did you convince him?
Yes. I think the thing that convinced him eventually is that when he saw that I'm already serious in imposing and applying the necessary force to bring him to the plane. I told him, Mr. President, if I have to bodily carry you, I will bring you to the plane. And
would have done
mapapagod
that.
lang ho kayo, you will still board the plane no matter what. Kaya sinimulan ko, inaresto ko si E.S. Medialdea for obstruction of justice and brought him to the bus. So nang bumalik ako, dinala ko ulit yung poses ko, isusunod ko na sana yung isang niyang abogado, si Attorney Delgra. Sinabi ko, Attorney Delgra, please sir, umalis ka na dyan, otherwise, ikaw ang isusunod ko, and I'm very, very serious about this. So, thankfully, umalis si Attorney Delgra, at pagkatapos ng pinahawi ko na yung asawa at anak, ay nag-soften si President Duterte. Dahil nakita niya na seryoso na ang sitwasyon, and in fairness to him, and with all the credit goes to him, he spared his family of all this heartache.
Would you have had to handcuff him as well if things did not proceed the way they did on March 11?
You mean President Duterte?
Yes.
I don't think there will come a time that I will handcuff him. No, of course not. I don't think I need to do that because I can bring him to the plane. Pag wala lang makikialam na iba, I can single-handedly bring him to the plane and without any handcuff. Wala rin siya magawa dyan dahil bibit-biting ko lang naman siya.
Pero that would have been very undignified, so I guess that was, would you say that was the reason?
Of course. Of course, it will be. Of course, no doubt about it, it will be. It won't look good on me, it won't look good on him. Everybody loses in that scenario, and I thank him for seeing that scenario and avoiding it. So everyone need not go through it.
Okay. In the end, you did not, you allowed former Executive Secretary Medialdea to board the plane. So take us back to how you brought him to the coaster, handcuffed him, and then how did he get back to boarding the plane without any handcuffs? Because we didn't see that the public didn't see that.
He was in the bus together with the former president. And the slot is actually the seat is actually for Hanilet Abansenia. Yun siya ang nakalagay sa manifesto. So, siya ang nakalagay sa flight manifest. However, we got word that Hanilet is unwilling to travel for whatever reason. So, I asked the president who are the other people who wants to accompany him. He did not give a definitive answer. I offered the seat to former E.S. Medialdea.
And General, kayo po ay humingi ng paumanhin sa publiko dahil sa special treatment, quote-unquote, na ibinigay niyo daw po sa dating Pangulo. What do you mean by special treatment, General?
I'm getting bashed for that actually sa statement ko kanina sa isang interview sa akin ng umaga. Kasi nga naman, hindi rin naman lahat ay natutuwa dun sa special treatment na naibigay sa kanya because sabi ko nga, how many people were arrested that day on March 11 for various offenses? For without warrant, with warrant, implementations of search warrants. Maraming naaresto ho. And iisa lang ang talagang naaresto ng alas 10 ng umaga, naaresto. Alas 10 ng gabi, wala pa sa detention facility or there's even no process of, the process of bringing him to the detention facility or surrendering him to the court has even not started yet because he is sitting in a very comfortable chair for the President of the Republic of the Philippines, for the incumbent. And the medical processes na required ay dinala na sa kanya. The fingerprinting and the mugshot process, the booking process, hindi pa nagagawa. So, very, very special ang treatment na yun. Kasi kung under ordinary circumstances, natapos na yun . So, special talaga. We bent backwards basically, pinagbigyan ng lahat ng kanyang kahilingan except yung iilan nung dulo na ay talaga napaka-unreasonable na.
Were you in constant touch with Chief PNP and Malacanang? To whom po
Not
kayo
Malacanang.
nag-report?
I'm in constant touch with the Chief PNP because he was there in the background with us. He was there in the background. I told him, sir, that let me run this operation. Considering that I don't think that nakakahiya naman sa sarili ko. Ako'y nahiya sa sarili ko kung ang Chief PNP ko pa ang isusubo dyan. Although he is more than capable of doing this himself.
Pero naiinip na po ba sila?
Come again?
Doon po sa pangyayari, nainip po ba dahil 11 o'clock na, past 11 na nakalipad ang eroplano na lula ng dating
Yes,
presidente?
obviously, everybody's already asking me kung kaya ko pa ba ang ginagawa ko at alam ko pa ba ang ginagawa ko dahil talagang ayaw umalis at mag-bulge ni former President Duterte. I'm telling them, sir, patience lang, patience. Patience is a virtue. Yun lang. Kasi at the end of the day, pag nagkaparesahan dito, I believe that everybody will lose.
How do you not lose your cool in a situation like this when everybody, the pressure is so high on you to deliver?
Hindi lang halata, nangitim na nga ako eh.
Siguro dahil palabiro kayo, sir, kaya
Hindi
ganon.
naman.
But
Kahapon medyo maputi pa ako eh, nangitim na nga ako, tingnan nyo.
ano po bang update na lang po dun sa charges na ipa-file kay Hanilet Avancenia and the former Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea?
Pinag-iisipan namin ng team, ng legal team, sabi namin, sige na lang, pagbigyan na lang natin, ipagpasa Diyos na lang natin yan at patawarin na lang natin. Ang sa akin, personally, it's not a problem already kay E.S. Medialdea. He can charge me with legal arrest if he wants to. Pero I'm ready to answer that. Kasi ang dapat kong ginawa talaga sa kanya, in-inquest ko siya. Pero, under the circumstances, may discretion naman ako na, sige, direct filing na lang sa ginawa mong yan. Hindi na kita arestuhin. File na lang kita
But
para
then again, on the other
masaya
side of
para sa lahat.
on the other side of the coin, General, dyan kayo nababash nung nung ibang parte naman na parang you're bending over too much. It's hard. It's
Sige
a
lang.
tough balancing act that you have.
Okay lang, ganun talaga ang buhay. We cannot please everybody. We tanggap ko na yun na talaga we cannot please everybody. Tapos yung mas serious nga, yung pulis na napukpok ng cellphone, nagkaroon ng pagkalaki-laking bukol sa ulo. Sabi ko sa kanya, sige, pag-isipan niyo kung gusto niyo ituloy o hindi. At the end of the day, at least may remembrance ka sa trabaho yan, meron ka ng battle scars kung if you want that.
General, what about the threats that the ex-president made on you? Are you planning to take action doon po sa mga threat na yon?
Marami na ako natanggap na threat yan. Si Baste nga, dati gusto niya akong sampalin. Kaya sinabi ko na lang threatening somebody is a different thing. Making good of the threat is another thing. So, I'll just wait for it kung may gagawin nga sila and I'll just answer it. Wala namang problema doon.
Okay, and General, we're just going to ask an update also. Is the National Police still under heightened security alert status? Are you anticipating any political unrest in the coming days or weeks?
Well, unang-unang nakikita natin, this is but the normal police operations. Lagi naman ang police ay naka-alerto sa lahat ng mga bagay. Merong ganito o wala. Kung ang sinasabi namang political unrest, lagi namang sinasabi niyan, depende kung sino ang pakinggan mo. Basta tayo naman ay naghahanda lamang for any eventuality. At the end of the day, all I can say is that we're still a democracy. Anybody is free to express his or her own opinion. As long as it is done within the bounds of the law. Okay po sa amin yun. Wala akong problema doon. Babantayan pa kayo ng pulis para masigurado that your right to express yourself will always be free and free from any harassment or prevention or obstruction from other people.
In general, totoo po ba nga may mga pulis na balak daw mag-resign or nag-resign na. Any disgruntled members of the police force? Gaano po katotoo yun?
Sa ngayong araw na to, wala pa namang natatanggap ang aming Directorate for Personnel and Record. Nagsasabi na meron nga ganon. May nababasa tayo sa internet, may nababasa tayo sa mga social media platform, pero wala pa naman kaming confirmation regarding that matter.
And finally, General, there may be other forthcoming arrest warrants to be issued by Interpol. And are you prepared? What happened here was you're deputized, no, by the Philippine Center for Transnational Crimes. Is that the correct way of putting it?
Let's just cross the bridge when we are there. Parang mahirap naman pangunahan kung ano ang sasabihin ng Interpol, ano request ang kanilang ibibigay sa amin regarding.
Was that you were deputized by the PCTC?
Yes, we are requested by the PCTC to assist them because PCTC has just
Is the one
few
that
personnel
deals-
because basically it's just coordinating center para siyang point of contact lamang ng Interpol. Ang tawag kasi sa PCTC, isa sa mga trabaho nila sa Interpol is they are acting as the National Central Bureau of the Interpol.
Well, General, March 11 will be remembered as a very historic day, but for sure for you, an unforgettable birthday.
Yes po, definitely.
Marami pong salamat for joining us on The Big Story, CIDG Director Major General Nicolas Torre.